Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Well, here is my next restoration, Matchbox SuperKings Peterbilt truck. Great looking thing, quite play worn, heavily overpainted. Problem with one of the tractor unit wheels, looks like it's been melted. Nevertheless, it is intact and I'm looking forward to doing a big commercial. So I hope you are too, and you're going to watch the rest of this video. This is the actual trailer that belongs to the tractor unit, the cab. By pure coincidence, I bought it at the same car boot. Here we have our Peterbilt truck with trailer painted over. You can see there, Matchbox Peterbilt SuperKings 1978, 45 years old, 46 depending when this goes out. All intact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rivets in the tractor unit there. Then heavily overpainted, we've got the trailer. 1, 2 screws, 2 rivets rather in there. 2 rivets here just holding the front on, we don't need to take those off properly. Quite nice. Wheels are all plastic, and the only issue I've spotted is this wheel on the cab, the tractor unit, has been melted at some point. So we'll have to get that off and take a look. Might be able to scavenge one, might be able to just remelt it back into position. We'll see. But the next thing is, let's get it apart. Now we're lucky here in that all these rivets are already sort of inverse domed. They've got holes in them basically. So away we go. Top of the cab's off, just put that there. This next bit just needs a bit more drilling. There she goes, quite a bit of dust. Now we've got the rear. Just get a screwdriver on there, see if we can prise that up. There's one. I think this one's going to be a bit easier. There it is. And that is a separate piece there to reveal 2 axles and a body. And I thought that was all plastic, but it's not. It's just the holding bit that was plastic. So let's take a look at the rest of our model. We've got the exhausts, something else, got the grille, feels metal, no it's plastic, 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 that's going to be plastic as well. So there's our cab. Now we've got that held on and the glass by another rivet. So we'll just move all that to one side at the moment and we'll take that rivet out. A bit of drilling gone on there. See if we've got enough. Yeah, away with my fingers in 2 parts. both plastic, and the glass should come out now as well. And there's the glass. A bit orangey, I think it was meant to be that colour, but nevertheless in really good shape. Right, we've not quite got our cab apart. That bit just pushes out. Blue lights, metal day quarters, sleeping compartment, quite soiled. So now we can take our attention to the trailer. I think we'll just take these two out at the back. Right, let's try and get the front off. Got the back one loose. So I can show you that. Just that plastic clip again, holding in the rears. And that's plastic. Right, there is our Peterbilt truck and trailer. Now, one of the axles is bent. If you can see that there, slightly bent. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. She's a 10-wheeler. 2 of the axles are different to the rest, they're a bit shorter. Got to remember that. 2 plastic covers that were holding the axles in. Bit of dirt. 2 pieces of glass. One for the blue lights. Good condition. Going to clean up really well these 2 pieces of glass. Main body of the tractor unit, all metal. And there you can see Peterbilt truck, SuperKings, Matchbox, 1978, made in England. Rear cab, good condition. Front cab good. And I think now, they're the original colour, was the trailer is heavily painted over. And as I said, I'm not sure if it's all metal. Because I think you can see there is some, maybe some rivets there. I'm not sure now, I'm closely looking at it. And maybe this whole back end from here to here lifts off. I'll go and look and see if somebody else has done that, but if not, it'll be the nitromors for this, until I'm certain I'm dealing with metal. Certainly this main bit is all metal, and this may not be at the front. I don't know. This may not be at the front either. Maybe a bit of plastic on top, so it's going to be nitromors. Then we've got all the chrome bits, all good. Nothing broken or missing. Well, here is our second trailer, the correct trailer. Matchbox SuperKings Transporter 1982. Just there, if you can see that. I think you can. I can't see a number, there's a patent number, but I can't see a number on the trailer. Anyway, there's 2 rivets to get the wheels off. That's one up. Should be able to get that screwdriver up there now. There's one set of wheels out. The wheels are out, that'll make it easier. Should be able to really get into there now. And we have. So slight damage to the plastic there, but looks worse than it is, to be honest. So one wheel holder, 2 pairs of wheels in very good condition, putting them into the bin there, and a trailer that's just play worn. And now we can see K112 written on this trailer that's just play worn. Right, here we have our Rover, our Peterbilt truck, and our Ferrari, both going, all three going into the caustic soda. That's why you do it outside. Should be enough there. Just leave them to simmer for 5 minutes or so. Keep looking at them. Here's the base and the chassis from our big fire truck. The caustic has barely touched it, and I think this bit has plastic, so I'm just gonna paint it over with some nitromors, see how that goes. If I can find the plastic on this, I'll be able to remove it and then stick this in the caustic as well. This has already been in the caustic, barely touched it. And this will fit in my jar, so I'll just get a hook on it. Around there. Just a bit of easy bendable wire, and I'm off to dip that in. Try and show you that. In she goes. Well, at least part of it's dropped in. Can leave that there for a while. Can paint the rest while it's waiting up there. Right, the trailer has had a bit of time, like overnight. Both sides have had an overnight, and as you can see, it's done the job. Paint's coming off in the nitromors, and if you can see that, it's pretty thick. I don't know if you can see here in the middle. That's how thick that paint was. Okay, we're back with our Peterbilt truck. The main casting lines were on the chassis for the cab. You can see it was running all the way along there. So all I've been doing is going round with a file, just getting rid of them, and then going over with a bit of 400 emery cloth, and we'll wait to see what comes out after the primer. The cab had a ding, so it's had a bit of super glue on the top, etc. Nothing too bad there. Same with the larger cab, the day cab. That had a bit of bicarbonate of soda and super glue on the edge there. This is the second trailer. It's taken quite a bit of cleaning. It's still in cleaning. This was the original large trailer I bought the truck with. That's been a lot easier to clean. It's not as decorative, nooks and crannies underneath. So that lot can go into primer, and we'll see what we're left with. We've got lots of wheels, of which this is the dodgiest. So what I'm thinking of doing is casting a new wheel. Just waiting for the stuff to arrive. We can clean these, the cab glass, and get those cleaned. These parts the chrome bits are all plastic, badly tarnished, so they can go into a cup and get some oven cleaner sprayed on them. Right, so there we go, Mr. Muscle oven cleaner. Give them a shufty around in it. Maybe get a stick. Obviously foams up. Fortunately the garage door's wide open, it's a nice day. It's nearly 8 degrees. So positively tropical compared to some days in here. And just leave that for a while. If you forget it, I've left it overnight before I've forgotten it. I've had to go inside and it's been fine. Right, we're back with the parts from our Peterbilt and we're just going to put them all, including the glass, into the cleaner. There's a wheel missing. It's been cast at the moment. Come to that later. We're just going to put all these in there and give them a good clean in the ultrasonic. Right, Peterbilt parts are ready to come out the washer. They were chromed, they're going to be re-chromed. They're white, they're not going to stay white because I don't like the white colour scheme. There's a glass, not looking too bad. It's going to come up nicely. That's the rear cab glass. There's a front grille, all nice and clean, ready for chroming. There's a cab, main cab driving glass. That looks really good. And it's all wheels after that. There's a lot of wheels. Lots of wheels and lots of chrome bits and wheel holding bits. So they are ready for detailing, painting, bit of polishing on the screens, chroming on the chrome parts, and then we can put them to one side till we're ready for assembly. Hello, we're back with our 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 wheeler Peterbilt truck. Now you may remember what I was worried about was this melted wheel. While I was thinking about it, I was going to prise it out. It pushed out. So I pushed out the other side as well. I pushed that upside down into a piece of Play-Doh plasticine. Poured a bit of this UV resin in. Left it for a day. And I now have a mould. Well, a casting, which I just need to clean the excess Play-Doh off. With this plastic brush. It's a bit malleable, but hopefully with a bit of work I can shape that, because it want the perfect circle and I can put it in there. So I'm going to have to just get a file, round the edges off, just take out the remains of the Play-Doh with a knife. It's going to be better than the original. I bet if I had a few goes at it, I'd get it perfect, or if I made the mould properly. But quite pleased with that. The other option, of course, and it might still be an option, was to sort of try and save this, trim off the outside, and I had first thought of melting it back into position, but you could just trim it off. And it might look better than the one I've just made. But it is a bit squared off, as you can see. Because that would now push back into there. It's still not right, look. But you might be able to do something with that. Or you can paint this one and push that into there when I've rounded it off. So I'll get a file and I'll start to just round it off. Get the edges off it. And I'll get back to you when that's done. I've trimmed the damaged one off, and to be honest, a bit of super glue in there, that's going to be fine. When I first saw this wheel, I thought the whole wheel was one piece and it was going to be a bit of a job. There's our new one, which actually does look better at the moment. So I'm going to Molotov pen the inside. In the original model, especially the tractor unit, the truck itself, these were white. I don't like white wheels except on rally cars, compomotive whites. I don't think they belong on a Peterbilt truck. What belongs on a Peterbilt truck is a nice bit of chrome. So that's what I'm going to do. Paint the wheels black, paint the centres chrome. Let's get on with it. I'll just show probably the first one. I'm just using a gloss black enamel to do this. Not my usual Audi car paint. And as you can see, they're going to look quite nice. I will do the tread as well, because some of them have got white paint on, or the very play worn from being pushed. And there's the first one. Obviously I've got to do the centre. I can stand them up. On with the next one. Be interesting to see if we can tell easily which was the damaged wheel. You might be able to. It's got a small nick there. Bit of silver there. As you can guess, that's going to take a while, so I'll get back to you when it's done. I've been polishing the cabins of the Peterbilt with some P5000, so I'm just going to dunk them now in the floor polish. And they should look stunning. Okay, we're back with our Peterbilt trailer, the smaller trailer, the original one the model would have come up with. And I'm just going to paint this in metallic silver. It's got like a grid line effect on it. The rest of the trailer's in red. I'm thinking of just leaving the rest of the trailer like that. There are some tools behind there that I might detail. The other trailer is a bit bland, and we'll look at that later. But let's just get on with this. Looks like it might need 2 coats. Otherwise it might go on a bit thick. Right, there it is. I think it's going to need 2 coats from the looks of it. And what I like to do is I will peel the masking tape off straight away. Now put some more on, or just do it by hand. I may just do it by hand now I've got the line for the second coat. Well, here we are with our Peterbilt truck and trailers, and it's been quite fun laying this out because not all the wheels are exactly the same. So it's been a bit of trial and error for about 5 to 10 minutes to get that laid out to show you. It's been out of paint quite a few days. There's some detailing to do now. I've done a bit on that trailer already. There's a bit more to do on the trailer. That's the primary trailer. The big one at the back is a secondary one. That's the trailer I bought with the tractor unit, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. It looks quite plain. I've thought about putting a wooden bed on it. I'll see if I have enough time to do that. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video so far. As you can see, we are finally nearing the end, which is great news. Okay, we're back with our Peterbilt truck. Fortunately, we've picked up a couple of chips, and I just don't know where. So we might have to touch those up along with a bit of detailing. So what we've got on the detailing front is just this step here into the cab. The door handle at the bottom of the cab there. And that's about it, because most of the detailing is on in the plastics, and we've got the indicators at the back. So let's get on with that, shall we? Right, here we go. I've got my usual 5-0 brush. There, that's the first side done. 2 steps on this side. Two steps. 3 steps in total. 3 steps to heaven. Right, onto the cab. Nasty little chip there. It really does pee me off. I'm not sure where I'm picking these up, but I'm going to find out. There we go. Maybe just a nick there. Right, that's that done. There's the first one. There's the second one. Excellent. Right, we're just going to do a bit of detailing on the primary trailer. We're just going to do this in black. Right, that looks quite tidy. Didn't want it in gloss, wanted it in matte. That just leaves the spade and the big hammer to do. As you can see, things are moving on. Done the spade, the hammer and the rear lights. Just done the straps on the tanks. I didn't want to do any more. I've touched up the chips, so I'm going to cut the decals out now. I've also got the rivets ready because it's Thursday afternoon and I need this video to go out Sunday evening. So on with the decals. This is one I took off a picture. It's not going to be good enough. You can see it's slightly different font to this, but these are the ones I'm going to do, the ones I made myself. The fire ones and the 23s and the patrol unit, which go down the engine sides. So I'm going to cut those out with a knife. Right, that's enough of that. I'll cut the others off camera. Okay, so we can see where the decals are going. 23 on the main cab, fire on the other cab each side, and patrol unit 23 on the front nose of the tractor unit. Right, so here we go with the first, the decals. I've just checked it fits. Fortunately, the red background is a different colour. It's extremely hard to match that. You wouldn't be able to do your decals till your paint's dried, and just multiple shades of red. It is what it is. Right, here we go with the first one. And it is just below the rivets where this goes. Let's get a cotton bud on it. There you are. That is the first one on. I can go around those white lines later when it's all dried off with a little red marker pen or a bit of paint. Right, I'll do the second one off camera. Right, here we go with the first of our number 23s. Line that up. Just going to line that up with the rivets. There is a line there I can use. Now for the second 23. Right, and that one's done. I did use one of the spare patrol ones. Just the two fires to put on the other cab. What I've learned, I've been doing quite a few decals for other people recently, and I've now learned how to match the colours if I can. So I'm getting closer every time, but for now, that's where I'm at. So as you can see, we've got a 23 there, we've got a patrol unit, 23 there, and a patrol unit. So put that to one side. That fire decal. Now the front of the cab has the lights, so this needs to be facing that way. And I noticed in the pictures it does come back over this rear window, and it almost touches the front window. So if I put that door line between the eye and the arc, I think that's going to be all right. Right, there we go, our second decal's on, and that is all the decals for this model done. So when we get to assembly this time, we will be at final assembly, no decals, etc. So apart from a few chips, it's gone really smooth this time, which is really pleasing. There's a few fingerprints, but I know they'll polish out because this model had about 10 days for the paint to harden, and I still got a chip. What can you do? Right, anyway, we'll be at assembly soon. Right, first stage on assembly is I'm going to do the trailer. So the wheels are all nicely done. Just a matter of dropping those in. Nice bit of bling on the wheels. And this goes in that way. Now what I'm going to do is put a bit of super glue around the housing, or some of that Bostik glue I use, because the rivets I've got to put in are really quite small to hold that in position. If you can see those there, got a spare one, so going to get on with that now. So here we go with our Gorilla Glue. It's not going to run like super glue, so we're just going to put that where there's going to be contact with the base plate for the wheels. It's just have to give it the added bit of strength. Right, here we go with our super glue into the rivet holes. Got to be careful, you can get a big blob and you don't really want that. Move that a bit closer. Right. I can now put our axle holder on. I'll have to check the wheels spin while I've still got a chance to remove it. Yes. And I'll have to move the super glue out of the way. Just don't knock it over. And we are going to get our rivets in. There's that first one. Right, here's our second rivet. We'll just leave those there. That could take a fair while before I dare turn that the other way. So here we go. Bit of super glue on the end of cocktail stick again. The drop's gone. That has filled that hole. And that's filled that one. Straight in the bin with that cocktail stick. On with the cover. I have put a bit of Gorilla Glue around again. Just going to put the tweezers for the pickup. and that's in there. So that is the two trailers assembled. Right, we're now at the assembly of the cab. I think the first thing will be the super glue in the hole. So there's going to be plenty of super glue around there. And we're just going to do that. We don't want a lot of super glue because it does run. That is at the bottom like that. That goes over the top like that. There we go, got it. Just be careful. Hope I managed to film that. That is in position. Position 1. Just giving it a good press down. Dries clear, it won't be seen anyway. And that does need a bit of a squeeze to get in to there. But that really should hold. Getting fingerprints everywhere, I bet. They will polish out though. What we can do while we're waiting is put the front in, and that just clicks in. It's in there, sound as a pound. It's looking quite good. So just leave that for a while. Push it to one side, because we've got the rear cabin and the rear glass. These were blue, I've painted them red. I looked on the internet. I don't know whether this is Canadian or American fire truck, but they do not have blue lights in either country. They only seem to have red, so I've changed those to red. And this one clicks in without any glue whatsoever. So let's just push that in. That's it. That's that bit done. And it doesn't drop out. Okay, we're back with the main chassis, and we're going to get the wheels on. Okay, we've hit a bit of a problem. These holes got drilled too wide, so I'm going to have to build them up and then re-drill them. I've tested that. I think this should have been on that trailer with hindsight. That was a better fit than this, so I'm not too concerned about that. But I've had to file down this middle bit so it sits nicely. Fortunately, this I'll be able to put some glue around there and fix it firmly. And I'm gonna have to these are bits of card here that I've put in. Just Gorilla glued them down, and I'm gonna fill it out with the magic super glue and bicarbonate of soda. File it flat and it'll look really, really tidy. But that's held up the assembly. Well, we still haven't got fully assembled because I've had to redo this rear axle. It got axle holder had to rework it. The holes were too big when I took it off. I think it should have been on the other trailer as well. But that's beside the point. It's on there now. They were both the same width. Just black glossed it. So I'm waiting for that to dry. While I was doing that, I thought I might as well get on with this. I was thinking about doing it. I've now had enough time. So what I've been doing is making a bed for the truck. I tried larger sticks first, and to be honest, it didn't look right. So I've got loads of these. I've cut them to size, and I'm gonna colour them in with a furniture pen I've got. So I've got these furniture pens, and I think it's probably going to be that one. Don't want to go really dark. Right, I've coloured the various sticks in cherry, done the sides as well. Right, I'll just take you through the process I did. I just measured one, cut it down, slid it along, got another one, cut it down with a junior hacksaw because I didn't want the impression of a knife cut. Then I've just coloured them in with those furniture pens you've seen me do, and now I'm going to super glue them to the bed. Right, as you can see, I've got the first one on. Now there are these sort of strengtheners for the trailer, so I'm going to have to cut into there, maybe about that far, and I'm just going to do that with a hacksaw. Could probably do it in front of you. Right, so cut that hole there. Right, I've just got a little file to widen that gap. It may have to go in upside down, right side up, I don't know. I can recolour it. Yeah, it's gone in there first time like that. So just file that off now. Right, here we go. And then I can just recolour that now. And to be honest, at the end I might just go over the whole lot. That might be best. So now we need a short one in there. Right, these bits here are taking a fair bit of fettling. There's the second one going into position. And then should get a straight run up and down with a bit of luck. So I'm in two minds whether to apply the super glue to the truck or to the stick. I've been putting it on the stick so far. Of course, these are only coffee shop sticks. They're not totally uniform and straight, but probably adds to the authenticity of the whole thing. Just needs a bit squaring off, and that's it. Everyone's individually fitted. I've already squared them all off like that, just getting them clean. It's a matter of pushing them in, see if they fit. And it's just a matter of going backwards and forwards all the time. I found it far easier to just put the super glue straight onto the truck Just iron up how far it needs to go. That way a bit will get under the previous plank, if we can call them planks. Yeah, put a bit longer super glue than I needed there, but on it goes. And then see if I've got one that'll fit into there, etc. So, but it looks realistic. I think I'm pleased with it. It looks realistic. Well, there is our trailer, neatly kitted out, I think. What I will do is I'll just go over some of those lighter spots where I've had to recut the wood. I think it looks quite authentic, quite rustic. There's a few chips, the planks are all exactly the same. Just get a look down the side there. That one's sprung up, I see. This side's a bit better. So I am quite pleased with that. I hope you've enjoyed looking at that. It's a bit of a bonus. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I've had to wait to do the cab. Not sure what to do on the back and the front. Maybe just leave them as they are for now. Have a look at Google Images, see what I can see. So here we go with the rear of the tractor unit. Painted that black gloss. Got some minute little screws there. Right, we've got the strong super glue. We'll put in a bit over the axle. Not the axles, the bar behind them. Because we know the axle holder is going to touch that. Just putting some glue on the axle holder itself. A bit around where the hole's going to be. That's probably a bit too much. We'll scrape a bit of that off. Our wheels are moving. That's a good sign. Let's pop in our little screws. Here we go. Last screw. We're going to leave that set now. Fortunately, the wheels go round the axles, so even if I'd glued the axles, it wouldn't have been a problem. Well, as you can see, we're on the final stages of assembly. Our two trailers are done in the background there. We've got the wheels all nicely rolling on that cab chassis. So it's now time to get it all together. Not sure which is the best way to do it. That goes on there like that. It's a rivet hole underneath. That's the locator, so we'll put a bit of super glue in there. That is the hole for that. Let's get the pin ready, the rivet. Hopefully I didn't cover that up too much. There, the rivet's in. Just give that a minute. Right. Time for the rivets, and it's proving difficult because those rivet holes are very small. They couldn't be any bigger, and the rivets I'm putting in aren't really big enough to hold this heavy model together. So it's proving a problem. What I could do is put a bit of glue behind that cab actually and get that stuck down. So I'll do that. Because that's adding to the weight on those small rivets. Testing times near the end. Let's get the trailers right out the way. Gonna do is scoop up any loose glue around there. So I'm gonna have to tip this upside down. Don't want that glue running everywhere. Just wait a couple of minutes. Right, here we go. I've now glued the cab down. Just glue the cab down just here. This is the second attempt because the rivets weren't strong enough, because this is a heavy model and they're quite small rivets. So back on again. Felt it drop into place then. This is a bigger rivet than last time. I've been able to make it a bit bigger. And that's gone in. Somehow I've got to support that for quite a few minutes. I don't really want to hold it all that time, but just, oh, some planks of wood have just come into use. Let's get those stacked up under the cab. Let the glue go off and we can have a look in a minute or two. Fingers crossed that those rivets are going to hold. I'm holding together. It all looks fine at the moment. Everything clicked into place. Put it back. That back rivet's not holding. Front one seems to be. It's going to have to leave that there for a fair old while for that super glue to set. Right, I'm hoping when that super glue sets solid that everything is fine. Just try and move the camera for you to see. There's 3 rivets in there. That's a fairly chunky one, the chunkiest. The rivet hole there is minute and I couldn't make it any bigger. So that's the biggest rivet I can get in. It's glued in. That rivet hole's been okay for the rear cab. So let's see how we go. To be honest, that cab weighs quite a lot and those rivets really aren't big enough. You want ones that will take a full rivet like the Dinky toys do, not these very small rivets that I've had to use to get into the holes. Well, as you can see, this has been a marathon. There's only the towing hook, whatever you want to call it, to put on now. Just a bit of super glue around the edges. It's going to be a firm fit anyway. there's a click, and there is our little Peterbilt truck. Isn't she lovely? Well, here's what we started with. Peterbilt truck, heavily play worn, over painted, but nevertheless incomplete. It's been a joy to do this one. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope you're going to enjoy looking at what we've ended up with, because here it is. Well, here is our Peterbilt truck on a bigger turntable, which just arrived today in time to display it with the trailer. Really pleased with this. Things that annoyed me, that really ticked me off, with a couple of chips I picked up, but they've touched up really nice. And it is a big thing. It is a big thing. If I just put that on there, it's about a foot, 30 centimetres with a short trailer. So there she goes round. What I'll do now is I'll swap for the larger trailer. So there she is on the turntable with the larger trailer. The turntable is about 30 centimetres wide, just short, so not bad. It's taken a lot of doing this as. Oh, these big models, they do take time. You don't realise how much effort has to go into these, especially with two trailers. I've gone silver on all the wheels, not the white that should have been on the model. Done my own decals. Obviously a lot of code-free work. The wooden bed there on that trailer. Decals on the cab there. Changed the flashing lights from blue to red. Resprayed all the chrome, you can see as it comes round. Did my own decals. Some work on the steps there into the cab. You can't tell which was the wonky wheel now. You've got to get really close to see that. What I think I'll do as a short video is do something like that case tractor with a covering, a scaffolding, a cage that I've seen the fire support bulldozers have, and complete this model then. What I'll do now is I'll just put the tractor unit itself on the normal turntable, and then we'll be done. Well, here is our truck cab, a bit closer up than it was on the big turntable. This one's been on the go for quite a few weeks now. Needed to get stuck into it, and I have this weekend. Fire patrol truck, originally towing a trailer with a seaplane on it. Now probably going to tow one with a bulldozer. You would not believe the amount of work goes into these bigger vehicles. There's a lot more parts, there's more chance of chipping, there's more chance of fingerprints, there's a lot more to go wrong. Twice I thought I'd lost a bit, mainly from that cover on the horns at the top. Then I forgot where I put the towing hook, but I found them all in the end, and I'm really pleased to have done this one. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you like this truck. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. There's a lot more viewers who are watching than those who've subscribed, so if you are watching and not subscribed yet, please do so. I achieved my target of 500 at the end of February, and I'd like to get 1,000 by the end of the year. So that's 50 a month I need to be getting. So please subscribe, it costs nothing to do so. And I did go round and touch up the white edges on those decals. I don't think it's made a great deal of difference, but I'll let you decide. Thank you for watching. Look forward to your comments. Bye for now. Trouble with one of the wheels, but it is complete. There we go. But it is complete.